Local, experienced, trusted. This is KETK News at 10.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died. She was 87 years old, commonly referred to as RBG. Many considered her a star in the legal world who was tapped for the Supreme Court in 1993. Colleagues called her composed and soft-spoken. The native New Yorker with a lengthy resume and only the second woman ever to be picked for the nation's highest court. After serving 27 years at her post, tonight our nation reflecting on the impact she made during her time on the bench. Good evening, everyone. I'm Casey Koviak. Neil Barton is off tonight. The longtime Supreme Court Justice has died this evening in her home in Washington, D.C., surrounded by her family after complications with pancreatic cancer. Tonight, Tracy Potts takes a look at her life and legacy she's leaving behind.
Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg spent more than a quarter century on the U.S. Supreme Court and spent much of her career fighting for equality.
How wrong it is to judge people on the basis of what they look like.
Born in Brooklyn, New York, she tied for first in her class at Columbia Law. But with no job offers from law firms, this was the late 50s, she taught at Rutgers and Columbia, then helped launch the ACLU Women's Rights Project in the 70s. Later, as their lawyer, she won 5 of 6 cases before the U.S. Supreme Court.
Her ultimate goal was to get sex discrimination treated by the Supreme Court the same way that race discrimination was treated.
From the Court of Appeals, President Clinton made her the second female on the nation's highest court, where she continued to even the playing field, ending male-only college admissions, supporting reproductive rights and the LGBTQ community. While her rulings leaned liberal, off the bench, she was close friends with the late conservative Justice Antonin Scalia. In her 80s, Ginsburg became popular with a new generation, celebrated in the book The Notorious RBG, and parodied on Saturday Night Live.
I'm never going to step down now. You can't get rid of me.
There's this whole new generation of young people who really admire her and think of her as, you know, kind of a rock star.
Justice Ginsburg spoke out about the Me Too movement.
It is as effective for the woman who works as a maid in a hotel as it is for Hollywood stars.
A wife, a mother, a grandmother, an advocate for equality for nearly half a century. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
We turn now to a live look over our nation's capital as flags now fly at half-staff in honor of the late Supreme Court Justice. Tonight, President Donald Trump offering his condolences just moments after he finished a rally in Minnesota.
What else can you say? She was an amazing woman. Whether you agreed or not, she was an amazing woman who led an amazing life.
And tonight, a growing memorial along the steps of the Supreme Court, filled now with supporters still reeling with the news of her death. And tonight, lawmakers from Texas are also responding to the passing of Justice Ginsburg. Senator John Cornyn releasing this, saying in part, quote, "Despite our ideological differences, I have always maintained a deep respect for Justice Ginsburg. Her unwavering commitment to public service has inspired a generation of young Americans, particularly women, to reach for their dreams." And moments ago, Senator Ted Cruz spoke to Fox News saying, quote, "Heidi and I are lifting up her family in prayer as they mourn her loss, but she led an extraordinary life." Our coverage of the passing of Justice Ginsburg continues online with articles about her life and legacy. Just log on to our website, KETK.com. KETK News is your local election headquarters as the race for U.S. Senate in Texas continues to heat up. A victory for Senator John Cornyn in D.C. today. The Senate passed a bipartisan bill last night that Cornyn introduced, authorizing federal funding for training to spot and prevent child sexual abuse. The bill is named after sexual abuse survivor Jenna Quinn from Texas. It allows federal grants to be used to train adults who work with children. Senators Cornyn and Maggie Hassan from New Hampshire led this bipartisan effort. Both sides agree the pandemic has made this problem worse.
It's because children are not around those mandatory reporters, those teachers, those after school staff, the daycare workers, those that are around the children that can look for those warning signs.
The bill now goes before the House of Representatives before it can be signed into law by President Trump. Today, MJ Hager, who is Senator Cornyn's Democrat challenger for his seat, hosted a virtual roundtable with Texas mothers discussing some of the challenges parents are facing during this pandemic. Hager says highlighting the hardships of everyday Texans is important, especially when it comes to health care and education.
The online stuff is so hard because I get that they don't want these 5-year-olds in front of screens all the time. But I think being in front of a screen with a live teacher is a different experience than watching a TV show. And I don't think that they have really wrapped their heads around that, because the 1 hour of live instruction a day is not enough.
Most of the mothers expressed their concerns about finding the right balance for their child's health and educational needs during this pandemic. Coming up after the break, local authorities need your help finding a missing newborn. And bracing for impact, the plan Governor Abbott laid out today as another storm threatens the Texas coast.
And we have a big update on this storm that's moving toward the Texas coastline. Now a much stronger tropical storm, and the cone includes parts of East Texas. We'll have the latest for you next.
You're watching KETK News at 10 with Neil Barton, Casey Koviak, meteorologist Marcus Bagwell, and sports director Mike Alzamora.